What is better than intercourse with your lady? It's arm day. It's motherfucking arm day. So today I trained arms and I did it for the first time in a long time with some weights added to it. Now, when it comes to arm training, I just like to add dumbbells and weighted isolation exercises in there, even though I haven't been doing it for the longest. But I recently got blessed by my girlfriend who brought her weights that her dad used to use to my place. Now I can use them for my arm training and my routine. So I'm about to show you what I did today for a full arm day. And I'm about to show you how you can do this as well into your own routine. So this is a full hybrid arm workout, dumbbells and calisthenics training. So let's go and get into it right now. By the way, before we get into it, go check out the link in the description. I got 3 programs for you to get in order to build muscle with your body weight. Beginner version, intermediate version, and the advanced version. And the advanced version is a hybrid program where you also going to include some weights. So go ahead and get that right now. If you have not gotten those yet, you're wasting your life. All right, first exercise that we're about to do, superset that we're about to do. Majority of this workout, by the way, consists out of supersets. So we first started off with seated bicep curls, supersetted with ring bicep curls. So we did first 15 reps, then we did 12 reps, and then we did 10 reps on the dumbbells. The ring curls were just freestyle reps. I just did how many I could do. I did about 10 per set. So that was that. And as you can see right here, I'm keeping the reps very controlled. So I'm not letting the dumbbells swing, and I'm not using a bunch of shoulders or using a bunch of traps. I'm not leaning back all the way to get the rep up. I'm just trying to really squeeze my bicep through all of this. And that is the only thing I'm doing. So why do I think that you should do this exercise very slow? Because the bicep is very hard to target with weights or without weights. You want to always stay controlled if you're trying to focus on a small muscle group, because the bicep is not that big of a muscle, very small. That's why I always say, if you want big arms, of course, train your biceps, but train your triceps a little more, because your triceps are very much bigger than your biceps. So train your biceps, but train them very specifically if you want to focus on them. If you got genetically good biceps, you don't really have to focus that much on them. It's totally fine. You'll grow by lifting a fucking lamp up. But if you're not like that, just like me, and you have to put a little bit more work into it, try focusing on slow and controlled reps, especially on the way down, the eccentric, which is the most essential part for the bicep growth. And then also having stretch-based exercises in there, which I'm about to show in this video as well. So here you go. The second set, we did 12 reps in total. And again, keeping the reps very slow and controlled. One mistake that I always see with beginners and people who have been training for a long time but don't really know what they're doing, they just haven't racked up a lot of knowledge, is they always like to do their weightlifting isolation exercises as fast as they can because they feel like they're pumping up the muscle. Which I understand the logic behind it, because it does feel good when you have some light dumbbells and you just want to pump them out and you feel a lot of cramp in your biceps or triceps or shoulders, whatever you're doing. But if you're trying to promote muscle growth, pure fucking muscle growth, don't try to do your reps fast as fuck trying to get blood into the muscle, because yeah, you are getting oxygen and blood into the muscle, but you're not really promoting growth and you're not really tearing down the muscle fibers in order to build muscle, because that is all that we really doing. If we want to build muscle, right, we're tearing down muscle fibers and we rebuilding it in the recovery process, which comes after the training and during our sleep with nutrition and rest days. This is why I also recommend that you should always have a bunch of days where you're or not training, or at least not training the same muscle groups in one day. So for example, today I did leg day and I did this arm workout. So I first did this arm workout and I just finished leg day. And tomorrow I will train or won't train at all shoulders with dumbbells. Also basically a hybrid shoulder day. So a lot of lateral raises, some shoulder presses, pike push-ups, a lot of shoulder stuff, basically a full shoulder day. And that will be the only workout I will be doing, or I will take a rest day. And the reason of that is because I want to give my muscles a chance to actually recover and build stronger and come back stronger for the next time, right? So as you can see right here, this is one of my favorite bicep exercises when it comes to calisthenics. This is the ring bicep curl. Now the ring bicep curl is so good because the squeeze at that top right here at your forehead is the same as with a spider curl. I don't know if you know what a spider curl is, but it's basically where you lay on your stomach on a bench in the gym, and you take an easy bar curl or dumbbells and you bring them all the way up to your forehead. That's kind of what this is. The lowering part, so the stretch part, is not a lot of stretch, so you don't really have to go do them for that reason. But for the squeeze reason, you should get this exercise into your routine. Then we're gonna go into the second superset, which is also still biceps. We're gonna go into dumbbell hammer curls, also 15 reps, the same ladder, 15, 12, and 10. I really like to do that. And we supersetted that with pelican curls, and I did about 5 reps per set, about 4 to 5 reps per set, because the exercise is very intense. As you guys know, I've been implementing this routine as of late into my arm training, and the reason why is because the stretch is very, very intense. It is, in my opinion, I don't even know if it's an opinion, it probably is objective, that it's an objective truth that the squeeze of this exercise is superior to any type of that the stretch is superior to any type of stretch-based exercise that you have ever experienced. So we did 3 sets in total of this superset right here, and we went all the way to failure on the pelican curls, except for the last set. I remember getting 5 on that. So yeah, that was the second superset. One thing that I do gotta share with you: when you're doing hammer curls, I want you to do them while keeping your wrist very locked in. I see a lot of people letting their wrist hang like this and then doing the bicep curls like that. But in my opinion, it only decreases the tension at the top part when it comes to your forearms and your biceps. Yes, a lot of people, let's say on preacher curls or a lot of curl variation, they like to have their wrists very loose so that there's a great bicep squeeze right there. I do agree, on some exercises it really does work, but with the hammer curls, especially with pretty heavy hammer curls, you're only going to be hurting your wrist. So keep your wrist nice and locked in. By the way, even squeeze it upwards like this so that you have that forearm squeeze right there, and then get up and curl the weight up towards your shoulders. Get that squeeze in the tricep, in the bicep going, and lower it slowly down. And that is basically all that I want you to do. On the pelican girls, on the other hand, try focusing on the stretched position. Don't go as high in reps. I don't want you to do 12 fucking pelican curls. Stick to like 5 to 6 reps per set of the pelican curl and keep them very slow. One set should at least take you like a minute to complete. 5 reps should take you a minute or even longer to complete. The reason why is because you want to always perform this exercise with a very slow movement. It's the most effective way that you can do this. If you're not going to do that, you are really going to be limiting yourself, because when you do this super fast, you're going to be using other muscles and your biceps are not going to even be working as effectively no more. So right here, we're doing 10 reps, which was basically very close to failure. I was really just trying to pump them last runs out, and that is what I want you to do as well. And then as you can see right here, the last set of pelican curls. Bro, first off, if you haven't been doing pelican curls, which most of y'all have, and most of y'all have never done that exercise in your life, look at the stretch, right? Look at the biceps working right there. You can see the veins popping from these fucking pelican curls. The stretch position is really tearing my biceps apart. That is exactly what you want to do every single time when you use this. We all know that from a scientific standpoint, that the stretch is so important in bicep exercises, in every single muscle group, by the way. And we want to do that very frequently. We want to actually like tear the muscles apart when it comes to our biceps, and then we do that in the stretch position. Right here, we did 2 sets of alternating bicep curls, very slow all the way to failure. I only have 1 set recorded, but we did 2 sets. But what I wanted to say, by the way, on those pelican curls, coming back to it real quick, the reason why gymnastic ring athletes specifically, have very big biceps, it's not because the media has been telling you like, oh, they do a lot of chin-ups and that's why they have big biceps. Trust me, they do a lot of chin-ups, and of course that promotes growth. But why do they have humongous biceps, bro? It's because they use rings to do stretch-based exercises. Now, it's not that they focus on stretch-based exercises. It's not that they focus on, oh, let me do a stretch-based exercise for my biceps. No. But they do exercises like the planche, back lever, iron crosses, Malteses, which all are a straight arm exercise, but having tension on the bicep. Now, that combination right there, tension plus stretch, is literally the cheat code for big biceps. This is why the fitness industry has been trying to tell you that stretch-based exercises are the most important for bicep growth and for any muscle group growth in general. This is exactly the reason why the gymnastic athletes are literally the testimony for that evidence. So when you look at their biceps, they're proportionally too big. They're disproportionate to their muscle groups because they always focus on the stretch-based exercises, such as the planche, Maltese, back lever, and iron cross, stuff like that. Then we did laying tricep extensions. Now this tricep exercise is my favorite dumbbell tricep exercise. Usually, I do not like tricep exercises with dumbbells, and the reason why is because it always been hurting my elbows. As a kid, maybe it's DNA, it's genetics, I always been having weak joints, and my joints really hurt pretty quickly. And they crack a lot and shit like that. And of course, I have been improving it with weightlifting, with just starting weightlifting. As a kid, my knees always used to hurt. I used to always have pains in my elbows and stuff like that. And because of weightlifting, they did get way stronger. Right now, they're of course stronger than the average person. But in comparison to my body and to my strength, they're still kind of too weak, right? So that's why I didn't really like to do dumbbells with triceps. I didn't really like to do tricep exercise in general because my elbows would always hurt. But this one feels very comfortable. Now I supersetted it with tricep push-ups. I talked about that yesterday's video on how, in my opinion, this is one of the greatest tricep exercises that you can do in the calisthenics world. Basically doing a push-up, but only using your triceps forward, kind of like a skull crusher, but it's more like a JM press. I've learned that exercise a while ago, where you take the barbell and you bring it up to your lips, and then you extend back up like a tricep push down. So I did 3 sets of that in total. We did 20 reps, again, 15 reps, and 10 on the skull crushers. And on the tricep push-ups, I just did failure, or 10 to 15 reps, basically until I couldn't do a rep no more. And that was that. Let's go into the next exercise. I'm going to leave these sets on the screen though. All right, we did overhead extensions with the dumbbells, which I do not like this exercise. I'm going to be very honest with you. Some people get great tension in this exercise. I don't. I did 2 sets of just whatever type of reps because I just wanted to try this out. But I probably won't do it again. I didn't really feel it in my triceps all too much. Still try it out though, because for some people, this works a little bit better when it comes to their mobility and when it comes to just how their body is made. For my body, this exercise just doesn't really work. I just don't feel a squeeze in my triceps from this. But I supersetted it with an exercise that I do very much feel in my triceps. And now these are also tricep push-ups, but then on the ground. So we did about 10 to 15 reps here, basically until I really started doing terrible reps, almost a failure. And that was that. It was very simple. This exercise is, by the way, one of my favorites as well in the calisthenics industry. To do it on the floor, on the rings, you could do it on parallettes. I really like to do it, but it's an exercise that you should watch out with because, again, the strain on the elbows is great. So watch out with that. Make sure you warm up before. So again, overhead skull crushers again. To be honest, bro, I'm going to be very honest. I won't ever include this exercise ever again. I look good during the exercise though. You know, that's all I have to say. But it's not an exercise that I will do again because I just don't feel it at all. I don't have the right shoulder mobility forward to actually use my triceps with this exercise. So I won't do it again. But yeah, that's that. Then we went to isolating curls or isolation curls. There's a different name for this, but I don't remember at all. We did, how many reps we did? We did, I think we did 12 reps per arm. Yeah, 12 reps per arm, and I supersetted that with some ring chin-ups, and I did 3 sets in total of that. This exercise, by the way, for the biceps is absolutely amazing. The stretch is very, very good because your arm is not fully hanging. So gravity is not taking advantage of you, but you're taking advantage of the gravity. So you're basically trying to keep your arm a little bit, you know, diagonal to the floor so that you have that tension on the bicep when it's stretched. And I did 12 reps per arm. Definitely try this exercise out. I learned this from Arnold. He used to do this exercise a lot. And yeah, man, great exercise. The squeeze on the top is absolutely amazing. Focus on about 12 to 15 reps. Don't really go heavy on these because your tendons will hurt from this for sure, just like preacher curl and all these stretch based exercises. You don't really want to go low reps on them, except for the pelican curl, because those you need to perform very, very slow. Then, as you can see, we went to the chin-ups, and yes sir, bro, the weighted ring chin-up, even body weight, because right now we did it after curl, so I don't need to do weighted, is literally one of the best bicep exercises in calisthenics, especially when it comes to compound movements. And it is the best one out there, man. The squeeze on the top is absolutely great when you pronate outwards at that bottom, as I'm doing right there. You don't really get that much of a stretch in your biceps, but you do feel it. And when you squeeze on top, you just squeeze in, you rotate your back forward instead of arching it so that you don't really use your back. Of course you're going to use your back, but that you use more bicep, and then you rotate outwards and then you squeeze back on top. Absolutely amazing. Love this exercise, bro. My goal for now is to try to implement this type of arm day, right? So a hybrid arm day where I use dumbbells and rings and calisthenics and all that other good shit at least 2 times in a week. Right now, as y'all know, I've been running the Arnold split. So I do chest and back. So basically every exercise that includes chest and back on day 1, which is tomorrow, but I won't do that tomorrow. I'll just do a shoulder day or take a rest day. And then after that, I'll do chest and back. But and then the second day is going to be an arm day, and then third day leg day, and I just repeat that cycle right now. And a lot of times I train 2 times a day because I want to record sometimes, and then I want to train extra just for myself. So there's a lot of times where you see me posting these videos where it's just raw training sessions of me, right? But a lot of times I've already trained before these sessions, or already trained. I'm going to train after these sessions, after I recorded them. So there's a lot of times where I train like 2 to 3 times a day, and I only film 1 of them. So yeah, man. Tomorrow, if I'm going to do a shoulder day, I will definitely film it. If I'm going to do a rest day, maybe I'll record all my meals and I'll make a little video out of that or something. I don't know. I am planning on getting a new, kind of going off a tangent here, but I don't give a fuck. The workout is already almost finished. By the way, right here, we did max out 1 set of laying skull crushers, 1 dumbbell, single arm, max out for 1 rep. 1 set, basically just going like 20 per arm, then 15 per arm, 10 per arm, 5 per arm until I couldn't go no more. But yeah, man, I wanted to get a new camera so that I could get a better audio as well. I wanted to get an extra microphone, wanted to get basically better equipment to record with so that I can start making some vlog type content and really talk during my training sessions live instead of making these overlays. I do really like making these overlays, but I do want to switch it up a little bit more while talking really like live during the training session. And so that I can also record like some vlog footage, full day of eating type content, or full week of training type content, or going to the park and basically taking y'all on the journey of going to the park and then going back and training, basically making it a full like experience for y'all instead of just a look on my training, right? So I wanted to make a bunch of things. I wanted to do a bunch of things, and that's what I'm about to do. So I'm about to get some new equipment, and then we're gonna level everything up. Thank you for 10,000 subscribers though. I just hit that like 2 days ago. I appreciate it. We almost at 11,000 right now, so we're going good. We got like 500 left for 11,000, so I appreciate that. And again, man, join the Bars Only Academy. The weekly calls are turning back. They're coming back. I think I'm gonna come back with every single Monday evening, where I'm gonna be doing a 1 hour live call at about 5 or 6 p.m. European time. So y'all will see that very, very soon. Stay updated in the Bars Only community until I have found a good day for me to add those calls in, because I am very busy with recording and editing all the time. So I have to find a nice little schedule where I can also implement these calls in. So yeah, man, if y'all enjoyed this video, go ahead and click subscribe. Send this video to someone who is in desperate need of an arm day, and I'll see you in the next video. Make the sacrifice and stay resilient.